Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw.
Ooh, welcome back to another episode of Breaking Brews. I'm your host, Commander Claw, and today I'm bringing you another Final Fantasy Commander. In the Breaking Brews series, I bring about 5 cards that work with the Commander to help you brew ideas, and hopefully I say something that just sparks an idea. All those electrons, protons, and neutrons in your body that says, dang, that's a good freaking idea. It's so good that it makes you come back and like the channel and even subscribe if you haven't. And hey, while you're here, if you see any of the cards or sparks any other suggestions, write in the comments below because guess what? My channel is not for me, it's for the community because I just like to put up ideas and you guys out there have great ideas too and other suggestions that, hey, viewers may not want to read on Reddit or Moxfield or may just not know. They just want an explanation. So you are part of the community. Feel free to help us out. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's talk about absolute virtue. First thing I want to tell you, any card in the Magic universe that says virtue, I'm telling you here now. Any card in the Magic universe that says virtue is making players make a decision. You are saying one way or the other. That's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. Tabal, Arbiter of Virtue, one of my new favorite commanders from Tarkir Dragonstorm, I made it where you are making a decision. If you do not follow apart with this rule, you will lose the game or you will win the game. Straight up. And I think this commander does that. For 6 white and a blue, that is Azorious Guild. Hey, we got an 8/8 legendary Avatar Warrior. Let's talk about what Absolute Virtue does. I did forget to say that we're going to build this like a Voltron commander, but I got other cards that go with it too. So, 8/8 body. This spell can't be countered. It flies, and you have protection from each of your opponents. You can't be dealt damage, enchanted, or targeted by anything controlled by your opponents. Disgusting. Disgusting. So when you cast this mana for 8 mana or less, you're saying, hey players, what are you going to do? And if you build this Voltron commander, you're putting these powerful equipments on it to deal commander damage and win the game. Because it is a flyer. And don't forget, it's azorious. So you got blue in your color pip, so you got counter spells. Oh, you got white color pip, so you got indestructibility. You prevent combat damage. You have ghostly prison effects, Pillowfort effects, where players can't do something towards you. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Azorius is just, in my mind, a defensive guild, defensive color. So this commander, I think, is actually fun because it gives you the offensive capability of making it Voltron. And from what I heard in the game itself, he was a pain in the butt to kill. Like, it took players over 24 hours to finally defeat him. Let me know in the comment section below if that's actually true. Or post a video of that. I don't know. Moving on to powerful equipment that you should probably add. So look, I wanted to stay away from the regular equipments that tell you give them indestructible, give them hexproof. We already know that already. People are going to tell you that already. I wanted to throw something different. We're going to bring Caduceus, Staff of Hermes, for 2 and a white, legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has lifelink. 8/8 with lifelink and flies, gross. As long as you have 30 or more life, equipped creature gets +5 and +5 and has indestructible and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. Tap 2 white mana to equip it. Wow. So you're telling me Absolute Virtue, if you have 30 or more life, can be a 13/13 flyer, indestructible, and prevent all damage that would be done to this creature. Blasphemous Act can't take it out. I always reference that card because players play that card often. 13 damage to each creature is a lot of damage. It should take creatures out. But guess what? Absolute Virtue stays on the battlefield. Even Pyrrhemia won't destroy this creature. Think about that. Think about that. Pyrrhemia is like Pestilence. You tap a red mana and it deals 1 damage to each player and each creature. He stays on the battlefield. The only way to get rid of Absolute Virtue is by exiling or making target opponent, or which would be you, sacrifice creature. And guess what? They can't do that because guess what? You have protection from each of your opponents. So if they try to target you with an edict spell, you say, no, player, get out my face. Moving on to the next card. So look, you got to win the game. You got to win the game in Azorious besides using Approach to the Second Sun. I'm so sick of that card. I'm so sick of seeing that enchantment. I am so sick of that card. I'm bringing you Grafted Exoskeleton for 4 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Infect. Whenever a Grafted Exoskeleton becomes unattached from a permanent, sacrifice that permanent. Equip 2. Okay, so the pro side of this is when it's equipped to Absolute Virtue, he will be a 10/10 flyer with Infect. And when he does damage to an opponent, they will lose the game because they are getting 10 poison counters automatically. Now, if some reason Absolute Virtue becomes unequipped from Grafted Exoskeleton, you have to sacrifice Absolute Virtue. Right? That's the only downfall. So it's an all or nothing type of card, but you will win. You will at least take out an opponent for 10 poison counters. Moving on to the next. So Conjurer's Mantle here for 1 and a white. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. So that would make Absolute Virtue a 9/9 flyer with vigilance. That's great. But its triggered ability when attacks, this is an attack ability, attack trigger, says whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a card that shares a creature type with that creature from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Equip 1. So this is a really good card to get through your deck and semi-tutor, impulse draw a specific creature type. And guess what creature type we're going to be looking at? Warrior. Guess what? Absolute Virtue is a Avatar Warrior. You know I'm going to show you some warrior cards. Let's get to them. So we're going to start over here on the left. Imperial Subduer for 2 and a white. Human Samurai, 3/2 body. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, tap target creature you don't control. Okay, so with Conjurer's Mantle, you may not be able to fetch Imperial Subduer, but it does have the warrior in its creature type for its ability. And you will be attacking alone when you have Absolute Virtue because it's a Voltron commander. Anyway, you will be able to tap down a creature when you attack with Absolute Virtue and Imperial Subduer on the battlefield at the same time. Not bad tapping down creatures because if an opponent thinks they're going to survive with a Bayfield Strix, they must be crazy. You could tap that down, swing in for commander damage, and possibly win the game. Moving on to a warrior that you can tutor with Conjurer's Mantle. Okay, Core Blade Master for 1 and a white, 1/1 body, Core Warrior. It has double strike. It also says equipped warriors you control have double strike. Oh, what do you know? Absolute Virtue is a Avatar Warrior. If it has double strike at an 8/8, that is 16 commander damage if it goes through. Ouch. And it's already a Voltron commander, so you're going to be buffing up his power. Moving on to more spells. So look, you got to support the equipments here. You got to put them on the battlefield. They are clunky to cast, in my opinion. That's why Voltron previously was not a viable like archetype in the world for a while, but with this Final Fantasy set and other sets that have came out like Tarkir, Dragonstorm, and Aether Drift, I think there's enough spells that say, hey, Voltron is here. Let me introduce you to Codsworth Handy Helper for 2 and a white, 2/3 body, legendary artifact creature robot. Commanders you control have Ward 2. Okay. Tap it, add 2 white mana. Spend this only to cast aura or equipment spells. Okay. Tap it, attach target aura or equipment you control to target creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. Come on, man. What are we doing here? This is expediting the entire process of playing equipments. Must add. Moving on. So there's nothing better than drawing more cards, even though you have blue in this color pip and you can draw cards anyway, but keep drawing cards. That's how you win the game, right? Pure Steel Paladin for 2 whites, 2/2 body, human knight. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. You're going to be playing equipments anyway. Then it has the ability Metalcraft. Equipments you control have 0 equip costs as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Wow. Think about all those heavy equipment costs like that freaking, I can't think of it. The hammer that costs one to play, then 8 to equip. Yeah, equipping it for free. That's a win-win. Moving on to powerful cards. Gift of Immortality for 2 and a white. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. We're going to be enchanting Absolute virtue. Absolutely. It says when enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step. Now, I don't know what possibility that Absolute Virtue will die. Maybe a player has an Eldrazi and you need to block. Okay, that is a possibility, right? But if it's attached to a Gift of Immortality, it gets to return to the battlefield. Okay, you don't lose your creature essentially. It becomes a blocker and it comes back to the battlefield. Then you get to reattach Gift of Immortality at the beginning of the next end step. So realistically, the only way to get rid of Gift of Immortality is by exiling Absolute Virtue or making it do enough damage after it's taken damage while Gift of Immortality is in the graveyard before the next end step happens. That's the only way. Absolute Virtue is immortal. Why not play him like that? Moving on. Thank you for watching this video so far. If you made it this far, make sure you hit the like, comment below on any other card suggestions that you may have for this awesome Voltron Pillowfort commander. Shoot, what else is to say? I think it's a pretty cool Voltron commander. For 8 mana, it seems steep. You might have to put a little pretty penny and some Mox Ambers to cast it quicker than you want to. But there are possibilities out there. Let me know in the comment section below of any other cards. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.